What's up people, I'm 2.Bo and today we're going to be looking at probably the truest of OG anime and an incarnation that only came out recently as well, which is really weird because it's old but new and it's all in the same universe, like wow! So we are looking at Lupin the Third, a woman called Fujiko Mine. So this is a woman called Fujiko Mine. It's an incarnation of the Lupin the Third franchise. It came out actually just recently. And it's got a really weird feel to it because first of all, it doesn't take Lupin as its main character. He is a main character in the show, but it focuses more esoterically on the other characters around him. So it focuses especially more on Fujiko Mine. And not only that, but the art style for this anime is amazing. To me, it feels like if a 1960s manga artist teamed up with 1960s pop artist and made a weird baby. Or, in another way to explain it, if Andy Warhol was Japanese, this would be the anime that he made. Basically now, let's focus on the characters because there is so much that could be said about this anime that I'm not going to get into because you'll have to find out for your little old self. So, let's begin with Fujiko Mine. Fujiko Mine is a dangerous woman. I kid you not. She's addicted to danger. She steals things. She will not hesitate to either seduce you or kill you. There is so much that she could do in this series. And she has done in this series. But, let's focus on the fact that she is badass, she can take care of herself, as well as she can basically kill absolutely anyone I can think of. And on top of that, she's voiced by Michelle Ruff, who you might remember to be the voice of Rukia Kuchiki from Bleach and Yoko from Gurren Lagann. Now Lupin, on the other hand, is the world's truest thrill seeker. He does things only for the fun of it, and not only that, but he likes a challenge. So, for instance, him being a world-class thief, he decides to let the police know what he's going to steal before he even steals it, just to add that extra element of danger. But he is voiced by Sonny Strait, who you might know as Krillin from Dragon Ball Z or Usopp from One Piece. Daisuke Jigen. Now, he is one tough cookie. He is probably the best marksman of any person in the show. And he's got a dry, serious personality as well. And he's that type of guy that doesn't want to get involved with any of the bullshit that's in the show, but just so happens to get dragged into the middle of it in one way or another. And he's voiced by the one and only Christopher Sabat, who is the voice of Piccolo and Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z and Zoro from One Piece. Now, Goen Ishikawa. He is a really weird one because he's actually based off an old ancient Japanese outlaw, but he is a samurai who has a strict set of rules and regulations that he abides by. So he's got a code of honor. But he's trying to become a contract killer who is known for that job type not to have codes of honor because they get the job done no matter what. So it's a very odd turn of events and he gets stuck into some pretty hairy situations. But he is voiced by none other than Mike McFarland, who you might remember as the voice of Master Roshi. And finally, there is Inspector Zenigata, and man can that guy not catch a break. He is like the ultimate person trying to catch Lupin, and he always comes this close, but every time something big and over the top happens and he ends up basically hanging from his shoes by a power line or some other thing like that, which is to say, he is a funny person to watch. Now, he is voiced by Richard Epker, who you might know as the voice of Ansem/Xehanort from the Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, and not to mention his Raiden in Mortal Kombat 9, or as you might know it, Mortal Kombat. Now, it's time for my final thoughts on this anime, and let me tell you, I have got some good ones. This anime is probably one of my favorite incarnations of the Lupin the Third franchise, because it takes it a different route to what I'm used to. Because usually you've got Lupin in the forefront and then it's all the rest. This one shows a light on every other character other than Lupin, and it shows the interactions on how they meet Lupin and how they meet each other and what their first reactions to Lupin and each other are. and that is something I really like, and I hold dear to this anime. You can actually check this anime out at hanabi.com.au, which I urge you all to do, because I give this anime an 8 out of 9 angels, so you know that this is going to be good. I've been 2 Point Bo, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Hwah!